Hi everyone, I'm Holly and I'm the maker here at Missouri River Soap. Welcome back to our winter soap series. So the soap of the day is Alpine Apple. And it's so pretty. It turned out great, exactly as I'd hoped. It smells amazing. It's just, apple, and there's some evergreen. There's some warm spices. It's just woodsy and apple, and it's kind of Christmassy, but I mean, it's going to be a winter soap for sure. I just love how these colors turned out. So I'm going to get ready to cut this soap. You go ahead and watch the making, and then I'll meet you right back here for the cut. Okay, so I'm going to add in the coconut milk to my base oils. Now my base oils are a mixture of olive, coconut, castor, cocoa butter, and I'm adding in some shea and avocado right now. And I will have to tell you that it's a building day on our cabin, and so there may be some hooting and hollering and some saws and drills and all the things. So just beware of that. It's a work day and building must go on. I'm going to put the lye solution in. As they say, no lye, no soap, no lie. Different spellings of lye, as it would be. So for the rafters, they're like 20-some foot timbers on each side, and my husband is on the outside. He hefts it up. Our neighbor is on the inside at the base of the roof line, and he hefts it, and then our neighbor's son and my son are clear up on the catwalk with a strap, and they pull it all the way up. It's quite the process. So I'm afraid this fragrance is going to accelerate. So I am going to try to be careful here. And we'll just see how it goes. If I have to plop it all in at the end, that's what we'll do. I just had to improvise on my last batch. So we'll do what we gotta do to make it work. This fragrance blend that I have mixed up just smells so good. Just so foresty, so appley, a little bit of spiciness. Oh, so good. So I'm going to pour into these 3 pitchers. Let's see how this is going to go. Going to go to the bottom of the pour spout. I've split up my fragrance appropriately. I forgot I was going to get out another big pitcher to hold the rest, if it will. This is my 4th batch today, and I have used up everything I have at this point. It's going to be a hefty washing day, probably tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and add the colors. I'm going to leave the main portion just plain. I can't tell where I'm supposed to be going with these things. I just adore these colors I've mixed up. It's all quite a conglomeration of color. I've got some gold in here. I've got some orange in this one and some yellow. I just wanted to go with, I mean, it's kind of fall colors, but not at the same time. I was just kind of going with that Alpine Aspen, how they're so pretty, and it's like apple season, and it's frosty, and it's getting cold, and I don't know. I just thought that would be so neat. So then this is some red and some gold together. This color and just this whole scent and the colors, it reminds me of our trip to Colorado. What year was that? I think it was like 2019. Just all the reds and of course the evergreens and the yellows from all the aspen. Oh, I love it so much. This I've mixed up 4 different greens, so we'll see what happens with this one. So good. I just don't even know what to do with myself. It just smells amazing. I definitely wanted more than a gold here. Just wanted a real warm, not really orange, it's not really yellow. That is looking perfect at the moment. We'll see if this one discolors. The mixture, some of them discolor a little bit, but not a lot. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But a little tan is going to be a-okay by me. Oh, love that. I don't know that you can see it coming in. Let's see if we could do it so that it's... Anyway, I don't know if you can see the gold shimmering in there. It's fabulous. Fabulous. That's pretty. So I just wanted to go with, you know, it's late autumn. It could be Christmas. It could be just warm and cozy for the first of the year. Kind of, you know, Christmas holiday-ish, but it's not at the same time. That's what I was going for with this one. That's what I was inspired to do. Alright, so I am a wee bit nervous here. I don't want this to be a real pain. So I guess we'll just do it. Let's just try it. Hopefully it'll not rise and it will just hold until I'm ready to stick blend it. Well, we're doing all right there so far. As it's early September, you know. It's not too hot today. It was pretty hot yesterday, almost 90, but today we're more around 80. That's quite nice. It's very pleasant. Our leaves are all changing here. Probably by the time this goes up, it'll just be like, you know, it's done, fall's over. But that's where we are right now in my phase of life. Apple in this. Oh my goodness, goodness, goodness. I was like, do we really want an apple for my Christmas season? You know, my Christmassy release, holiday release. And I was like, yes, we do. We need this in our lives. So I get asked every now and again, how do I blend fragrances? I literally don't do anything special. I don't have some special knowledge. I tend to smell certain blends before, I feel like I smell them before I really think them out. And so I will just, oh, you know what, I'll just grab this and I'll grab that, and then it'll be so good. Alright, so let's see. Let me go down here. Tapping out the air bubbles. This one was definitely looking a little bit more thin, so I just wanted to make sure. We are not at a trace yet. I don't want to overdo it. I'd probably just rather let them just sit if needed. Well, I am going to be piping holly and everything before too long, so this is looking pretty good. Okay, sometimes greens can accelerate, so well, making messes. So I remembered to line my mold this time. If I put up the video in the winter peach soap, that will be the scenario. I forgot to line my mold. All right, I'm going to put in some of this. Oh, it is thickening quickly, so I'm wanting to do kind of something like Bite Me soap. So I'm going to have to make some movements here. I know that there's kind of a reflection there, but I'm hoping that it won't be too bothersome. I've tried turning the lights off sometimes and just going with daylight, but it really does not work. Gorgeous. This color just turned out exactly as I hoped it would. Kind of got a ketchup and mustard thing going on at the moment. That's not something I was planning on. I wonder what soap I've done this before. I've done something very similar color-wise. I'm loving this green. This is beautiful. And I did want it to be thick enough that it didn't hit that red and turn brown. Let's hope we don't do that. The sparkles in the red and the orange are just beyond beautiful. Starting to get thick enough, but it's starting to hold at the surface a little. I think I'll put more of that green in on the next round. Go back in with this plain color. We're doing pretty great here. Alright, so let's see. We needed to start with, oh no, red was what I had put in. So this is my red obsession. We'll see if it kind of plops into a pink or something. I used it as a blend in one of my Halloween soaps, and I was so pleased with it. So I think it's going to be fantabulous. I guess I'll probably save some for the top. That should be fine. So I've mixed in, like I said, this red, I mixed in a little bit of gold. I think it needs a little depth. Oh my. They're moving catwalks. I wonder if they're gonna, I thought they were gonna quit for today. They've done more than I thought they were going to do this day, so we shall see. Anyway, I think what I was saying is I feel like the red, it needs a little depth to get away from the pink. So by using like an orange or something, I think is really nice. There's quite a bit of this green, and I have a lot of pressure from the pour, so I'm kind of going a little heavier on that one. Well, I have to say, I'm very pleased with this blend that I've come up with. This is very workable. Okay, so my battery was exhausted, and so I didn't really have the time to stop and change it to continue the drizzle. So I've decided to just leave the drizzle, because when you've been blessed with the drizzle, you honor the drizzle. So I think it still looks really fun, very late autumn-like, and isn't it pretty? I probably shouldn't do that. It's a little wobbly, still not a lot, but so there we have it. I am going to spritz this with alcohol. I'm going to cover it up and let it sit for a couple of days so it can gel, do its saponification, solidification, do its thing, and I will meet you back here for the cut. Okay, so it is time to cut this Alpine Apple Soap. I love it. It's beautiful, and it worked out just as I had hoped. Now, I will admit that it has been quite some time since I made this soap. I was hoping I wouldn't break any wires. Oh, that's gorgeous. I did get a little extra heat at the bottom, which I found funny. Usually it's more towards the center, but this time it was the bottom that got plenty warm. So we do have a little bit of glycerin river / color migration in some of the colors, but it's beautiful and turned out great, and I'm just as pleased as could be. It is lovely. It hasn't discolored very much, which is good. I just think this apple addition to the evergreen is just so lovely. I'm sure I mentioned it in the making, but it's a mixture of a few different fragrances, and so I just love it. You never can tell what exactly a fragrance is going to do when you mix a little bit, but it turned out great. Just lovely. not quite as many glycerin rivers in this bottom. So I would say it's probably an outside loaf. I don't really know at this point. But yeah, that looks a little bit better. I just love that gold yellow. Just like, it's just so pretty. The time that I am filming this is still fairly early in the autumn. And our larch has not even turned yet. But pretty soon we're going to have a larch that is yellowing and dropping their needles. And so these colors just remind me so much of the autumn season in Montana. Just all the colors. It's a good autumn scent, but I think it's very transitional. I think we're going to love it for the holidays too. All of the mountain ash here, I adore mountain ash so much. The berries are just like orange or bright red colored. Kind of a, not really red so much as they're a deep orange. There's so many varieties and I love them so much. I'm hoping to have some of the trees here. I may put them up. I'm going to do some research on their toxicity for animals and then see the best place to put them. That one's looking even better, but I'm loving the drop swirl. It worked out great. So yeah, I just want to make sure that we're putting them in the right spot. So this just gives that vibe too, just kind of like that mountain ash. Oh, it just smells so good. It's just so earthy and it's evergreen and apple, and I just love this blend. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so good. So I'm on my last little part of the loaf here. I'm gonna get these wires cleaned. This is just great for my second soap in the winter soap series. Oh, that sounded dramatic. Oh, I broke a wire. Well, I wasn't planning to go to town today, but oh my goodness, see, this is why I wasn't supposed to wait so long to cut my soap, but I got so busy with my release and I only had so many hours in my day. But I have broke, so since I haven't, I knew I was gonna get in trouble on this. I have not just asked Bud for some, so I guess we're just gonna have to take a piece and go to the music store. So how about them apples? Okay, so here we have the Alpine Apple Soap. It's wonderful, it's amazing, and it just feels like cozy and it's perfect for the winter, for the late autumn. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Bye.